I came from upper middle class society from an economical standpoint, who lost a father at a young age, where 50% of his family died before he was 11, 12 years old, before I was 11 or 12 years old, to having problems with law enforcement. In one of those previous encounters with law enforcement, I was shot where they were trying to use lethal force on me, to becoming a convicted felon, then to have all my rights restored, to have a lovely wife. So I get it. I mean, I get a lot. I've been through a lot of trauma. And the only thing that brings healing there, the only thing that makes sense, the only thing that kept going is God. There was a period in my life where I would say every day to every other day, I would cry for about an hour, hour and a half. Like I wanted to change. I didn't know how to change, and I wanted to change. One of the most successful tools God taught me was to listen to Him at all costs. And I learned that I was a very materialistic person. And I sold literally almost everything I owned to fight for something that was very important to me and to get back on track. And it's not easy by any means. But you have two choices in life: to move forward in a productive manner or to waste away. And I didn't want to hit rock bottom again. A good amount of that pain was also self-endured. I did it to myself. It could have been prevented, but I wouldn't change it if I could go back in time. And I ultimately believe that's God's thing. I mean, some of the things that I've been through, I'm not particularly a fan of some of the things that are going on in the world today, but I can sympathize in areas that I may have not been able to sympathize with all crowds. No matter what side of the fence you're on, I've been there or been pretty close to it. And as a Christian, we're called to be compassionate, to have mercy and grace for one another, even if they're not a believer, especially if they're not a believer. And that's why I'm sitting in here, is all the people that gave me mercy, from judges to little old ladies to a group called Needle's Eye. I mean, that's why I'm here. The grace that God has shown me, I try to show to my employees. I really enjoy giving my employees a fair wage and providing them a living wage. Don't be afraid to apologize. It goes a long way. And forgive. Yourself, others, it's not worth it. They own you. Forgiveness is a heavy weight. I understood rather quickly in life, once I became a believer, the importance of forgiving others. That was pretty easy. That really goes a long way. That's a powerful thing between people. The hard one was forgiving myself for squandering a lot of money, time, energy, hurting my family, creating shame for my family and myself. I don't know what happened. I would say the light bulb just went off and it disappeared. You know, I still beat myself up and I allow myself, but when I wake up in the morning, it's a new day. I do not reflect on that. It's very rare, unless it was a very painful something I was experiencing, that I'm still angry in the morning or beating myself up for it. And I really try to push those thoughts out, because they're of the devil. They're not helpful in me pursuing a life of relationships and a Christ-like life, and then they don't help me be a leader in my business and in my family. So I try to push those out. That energy is not welcome in my body. So I've learned that forgiveness opens more doors and keeps doors open than shutting it, because you're just shutting yourself off from the world. A saying that I say is, I want to be a biblical man at all costs. Jesus is awesome.